2026 Kawasaki ZX-10R. A sleeper that just needs some love. Kawasaki hasn't touched the ZX-10R in a real way since 2021. So a 5-year refresh is actually a big deal in sport bike years. But honestly, these bikes already make plenty of power. The real battle now is who can put that power down the best, mechanically and electronically. That's exactly where Kawasaki focused for 2026. What's actually new: the engine, frame, swing arm, and core suspension are all carried over unchanged. What Kawasaki tweaked is everything around those parts: styling, aero, chassis geometry, and electronics. Up front, there's a fresh trapezoidal headlight design borrowed from the ZX-10R's look, a redesigned fairing, and a repositioned ram air intake. The bigger functional change is a new set of winglets replacing the old integrated design. Kawasaki claims 25% more downforce for basically no extra drag. To handle that added front-end downforce, the swing arm pivot got raised to millimeters for better rear traction, and the front forks were repositioned slightly higher in the triple clamps. Out back, a new linkage and a slightly softer shock spring help the chassis settle into corners easier. Riders also get a new 5-inch TFT display with Kawasaki's app support, a cleaner emissions setup, and Bridgestone RS12 tires as stock rubber now on track at Laguna Seca. Testing happened at Laguna Seca, and the day started rough. The bike kept cutting power randomly mid-corner with traction control on. After some ride height adjustments, extra shims, and preload, things got better, but a hard power cut coming out of turn 4 killed confidence again. The fix: turning traction control off entirely. Once TC was off, the throttle response became sharp, predictable, and direct. Genuinely transformed. One annoyance that lingered: the stock throttle housing has built-in slop because of the cruise control setup, making fine throttle inputs trickier than they should be. Aftermarket throttle housings fix this. To be clear, this isn't really a knock against Kawasaki unless you're chasing lap times. For regular riders, the electronics, especially wheelie control, are noticeably smoother and less jarring than before. Engine, brakes, and handling: 998cc in line for surprised with more usable mid-range punch than expected, though power tapers off near redline in its street-legal tune. An ECU flash apparently wakes the top end right up for track-only use. The quick shifter, meanwhile, is excellent in both directions. Even during aggressive downshifts into first, braking comes from big 330mm discs with Brembo M50 calipers, still strong performers even if they're not Brembo's newest tire. The ABS tuning was the main gripe. Subtle pulsing under hard trail braking, especially through the corkscrew, made it tough to hold a tight line. The new front tire, on the other hand, felt glued to the pavement under braking, just needing a touch more steering effort to turn in. As for the new winglets, it's hard to isolate their exact effect without a direct before and after test, but the front end stayed composed and free of high-speed wobble, even over Laguna's fast turn 1 crest. Final verdict: 2026 ZX-10R is something of a sleeper. Fresh out of the box, it's still a step behind some European rivals on raw power, but the chassis is predictable, stable, and easy to trust. The tester hit lean angles of 60 for left and 60 right without drama. Add a few sensible mods: an ECU flash, a slop-free throttle housing, and some ride height tweaks, and this bike turns into a genuinely serious track weapon backed by Kawasaki's usual reliability.